Hey guys, Nitronic Animations here, and today I'll be doing a sketch and chill, but it's more like a tutorial on Mario. So Mario's pretty simple to draw. He's basically just mostly circles, a circle for the head, an ovalish circle for the body, like tubes for legs and pretty much for arms too, and then like a kind of half circle for his feet. Like once again, he's not exactly that hard to draw. It's just that if you want to put more details in it, you can do that. But like even if you're like not exactly the best with drawing, you still should be able to draw him like rather easily. So that's why I think he's like a really good character, like in terms of design itself. So a circle for the nose as well, and then right now I'm just basically adding like extra details because you probably shouldn't do that. That's just kind of something that I accidentally do. But yeah, so this is pretty much the basic outline of Mario. Like like I'm doing right now. Sometimes the sizes of like stuff I make like too big or too small. But overall, I think that it's pretty much a pretty decent start for how he's supposed to look. So yeah, you could probably just use that as like an outline for how to draw him in terms of shape. So his mustache, like I believe it actually has 6 bumps. That's how I usually draw it when I'm just doing it in a hurry. But it's actually supposed to like curve a bit. And like I said, like once, like when I was little, I actually counted out like all the bumps. I think there's supposed to be 6. Obviously, you don't have to do that. Usually, I don't do that. But for this drawing, I just decided to do that. You know, just to be more professional, I guess, even though I'm not. And then for the eyebrows, they usually don't curve up like that. It's mostly just like a swoosh type line. But yeah, the eyes are just normalized. Sometimes I don't make them complete because anime look. And then his ears are pretty much just like a C. Like his bangs, I guess, they're like 2 bumps. And for the hat, it's like a half oval. It comes from like around his ear. And that's how I usually draw the hat. And basically think of like the top of the hat are like rolling hills or something. Like it can be kind of hard to draw. Like it was hard for me to draw the first time, but with enough practice, like it should get easier. And that's usually how I draw him. Like his hat, like most of the time. You just gotta make sure like to know which parts to exaggerate and which ones not to exaggerate. But overall, it shouldn't be that bad. So yeah, now we're just gonna do like some basic action poses. Just so like you could like pause it and just like try and get a feel for how they are pretty much. Like that's what I usually do in terms of videos like this. So yeah, I guess I'll talk about my history with Mario, I guess. So like I think the first time I ever saw him was like in what do you call it? Mario Golf Toadstool Tour for like the GameCube. And I just immediately liked him. Like, he just looked really cool. Even though I like Sonic more. But I think I knew who Mario was before Sonic, actually. I could be wrong, but yeah. So, like, also another thing when you, like, drawing Mario, he has, like, this hump on the bottom. I guess, like, you could say that's, like, his, chin or something like that. Like, it's really, like, puffy and fat or something. So like just remember to draw that. And like at the bottom of his face, it's really like rounded, kind of like chibi-ish, but don't go like over the top with it. So yeah, once again, just doing some basic action. Well, now we're doing action. Now it's like just the face, thing. So you guys know how to do that. But now we're actually gonna do some real action poses. So yeah, after like playing golf, that was like the only one that we had for a while, and even then it wasn't mine because the GameCube wasn't mine. But then like I played like Super Mario Bros. Wii and stuff like that, and I really got a feel for how like he controlled and stuff. Like he's definitely one of my favorite characters, and he's also definitely really fun to draw, especially like the creator of Mario. He actually is the first one to he actually designed him. But this other guy actually, like, I think you pronounce his name Yoshi Kotabe. Probably just butchered that guy's name, but like the way I'm drawing him, that's kind of like That's kind of like my basis on how he draws them. Like if you look at any of like the 90s, 80s like promotional art of Mario, he like probably drew it. Like I don't think he works there at Nintendo anymore, but I think he still does make art like for 3D World and stuff like that. But yeah, so here's like a pose of Mario jumping. And when you're doing the nose, make sure it's not too like long, like, but also make sure it's not just a straight up circle. You gotta find like that sweet spot, and make sure it's not too small either, because like that's probably the biggest thing on his face, pretty much, the nose. That's like his identifiable trait besides his hat and mustache, I guess. So yeah. So finally we're about to do a finished drawing of Mario. I'm actually going to try and complete this one. So as you can see here, I made kind of made a bit of a mistake. Like I think I made the face like a bit too long, kind of like it's a like good circle, but I think like the like chin part, I think I made it a little too like downward. So as you'll see later, I do like try and fix that a little bit. But yeah, usually like his eyebrows like go above the circle, or they rest like right on top of the circle right there. Like the way, what's his name, like how, I'm not gonna butcher his name again. So the way that one guy, he draws him, he usually closes the circle, but for some reason I just don't do that. So like you usually won't see me use that, but for this one, I guess I'll probably do it. So yeah, like as you can see there, the hat looks a bit but yeah, so everything, you should already be able to see it like in place, even in like the rough outline. Oh, also one thing I forgot to mention, like, I believe Mario actually does have 4 fingers, but usually, like, when I'm drawing, I have that, like, basic cartoon style of, like, using having 3 fingers. Like, I don't know why I do it, I just kind of do, because that's how I always used to draw them, like, just with 3 fingers. So, I guess it's up to interpretation, but just 3 or 4, like, don't add more than that, that's just weird, but you get the gist. So, basically, I tried to do some foreshortening with the legs, and as you can see, I tried to make the head a bit smaller so it looks better, because before it was just a bit too big. Yeah, like, don't overdo it with, like, the size. Like, he's supposed to be exaggerated, but if you overdo it, then it doesn't look, like, as good, so you don't want that, pretty much. So, yeah, and I drew him with, like, a star. You could either, like, I think with the way I drew it, it's not supposed to be, like, the power-up. It's like the ones from, like, Galaxy, but it doesn't really matter. So now we're about to go into the inking process of them. So we're just cleaning up the lines. And for this, I'm actually doing, like, a blacker outline, so it's more vibrant against, like, as you'll see later, the smaller, like, black outlines of, like, the actual, like, details on the inside. It was a bit hard to get down, and some parts don't exactly look the best, but I did try to improve some of the things like the star there. Another note, when you're trying to draw the mouth, make sure it's at the right, like, and because it should be close to the mustache. Like, usually if you're drawing him, usually there'll be a lot of times where the mustache covers the mouth, as if, like, mustaches also do that in real life sometimes, but, like, basically don't make it like how I did before, where it was, like, downward, like, really downward. And the way I draw his hat, usually you don't really see the whole M, just just sketch it out anyway, though. It just, like, adds to the thing. I guess the whole, like, morale of, like, the drawing, I guess. And also, I don't know why I do this either, but when I'm drawing Mario, I usually always give him short sleeves, like in Sunshine. I don't know why, I just think it looks better. So I guess I could draw, like, his actual arm part. I don't know why I just do that. But when the overalls, you could either make it, like, mesh with, like, other parts of, like, the whole thing, but usually I add, like, those 2, like, lines to make it, to differentiate from, like, the rest of, like, the overall part, like, with the legs and stuff like that. And when you're drawing, like, his shoes, you probably want to add, like, that little gap between the first, like, the top part and the bottom part, because that's actually how, like, shoes like that look in the real world and in the game. So yeah. Another note, when you're drawing his gloves, it's not like Sonic gloves where there's, like, those 2 little, like, increment things. Like, usually there's just one from, like, the artwork I've seen. But now we're gonna get into the coloring. Like, this is what I call, like, flats, where you just put the basic color, and then you actually, like, later on, then you actually put the shading and stuff like that. So right now I'm just doing the regular coloring, and then I'll move on to doing, like, the shading and stuff. And also one other thing I forgot when I was doing just the outline and stuff. In more recent games and like in Smash Bros, they've depicted his like overalls as being more jean-like with like the stitching and stuff. And I actually think it looks really nice like that, so I try and do that. And one thing I actually forgot to do was color the buttons in like on his overalls. Just color them yellow or whatever. Another important detail. For some reason, his mustache and his eyebrows are black, but his hair that you get, the little, like his bangs that you can see under his hat, they're brown. I don't know why, but you know, whatever. Another thing of note, like his eyes, I think they depict them as being blue, but I just don't color, man. Like, I don't know why, I just stick to that, like, black and white, like, cartoon eyes. I guess it's just simpler. I just didn't feel like coloring them in blue or whatever, so I didn't. And, of course, since the top of that hat is being covered a bit, it would be like a darker red. And now I just, then I realized the mistake that one part wasn't shaded right, so I just colored it red. Now we're just gonna do like this star / luma / whatever you want to call it. For some reason I just like to add hair. Like, I don't know why, I guess it's just like something I just add because of detail. Like, obviously you don't need to do it, I just do it. So yeah, we're pretty much nearing the home stretch. Now we're just gonna do some shading and then we're just gonna wrap it up. So I hope you guys enjoy. Well, I'm not gonna tell you to like, but basically, if you want to see like more like tutorials, like comment and tell me like what you want to see a tutorial on. And if you actually were like drawing along with me, tell me how it looks. I'll be happy to hear it.